The interviewer tried to test my patience at that time. I totally remember, and I was about to cry. Please don't ask these type of things to me. People don't hire on the basis of the CGPAs in the, at least in the big techs, so they don't look at it. So what you can make a difference is making.
Landing a top tech job can feel like a video game. Level 1, build a resume that beats the algorithm. Level 2, survive the technical interview boss method. The final level, turning that internship into a permanent spot on the team. Most of us are just trying to find the strategy guide, but what if you could talk to someone who found the cheat code? Today's guest on Silicon Stories did just that. She's a software development engineer at Flipkart who successfully cleared every level. We are about to download her entire strategy from her go-to resources to the ultimate move for securing a return offer. Let's welcome Parul.
Let's kick things off with a question that starts almost every professional conversation. For our audience, could you introduce yourself and tell us about who you are as a professional?
So I'm Parul, and I have done my graduation from Banastali Vidyapith. I'm currently working as an SD1 at Flipkart. Before that, I didn't just landed over here as an SD1. Before that, I had a journey where it started as a sophomore candidate in a mentorship program, which is a DSS and educate program by DE Shaw and Company. Post that, I have interned at American Express. It was my summer internship, and in the same year, in my pre-final year, I was a part of Flipkart Girls Wanna Code program, through which I was hired in Flipkart. So Flipkart usually comes on campus in my college, but it was off campus for me, and through that all the process followed. I secured a 6 months internship plus a full-time offer over here. And also after not just my technical introduction, I love to create content and connect with people in Instagram and also on LinkedIn. So that's all about me. Thank you.
Let's dive into the interviews, starting with your American Express internship. Can you walk us through the interview experience? Like, what was the most challenging or unexpected question you faced during the entire process, or that whole interview process?
Okay, yeah, sure. So in the whole interview process, so first interview was something around DSA and asking the database questions, and second interview was something around system design, or I can say they asked me to design a library management system. And in the third year, I wasn't prepared at all for that particular question, so I found it that challenging because they were asking something questions around the scalability and how would I manage users, if they are doing some transactions concurrently, so how would I assign that thing. So that was the most unexpected part in the second round of interview, because in the college journey we usually prepare for problem solving and data structure and algorithm questions, and also something around CS fundamentals, but this is something different I found in the time of the interviews in my American Express. So if I start with walking through all the interview rounds, so first interview round consists of the DSA question, which were mostly medium questions itself only. Also in the database they asked questions like asset properties and all the famous questions which can be very which can be prepared easily, if we go through the interview questions and then directly search on the Google. So if you have gone through DBMS in your college time very well, or I can say that if you just have studied in your classes itself only and then go through the interview questions and you have basic concepts clear, then you can easily qualify those particular questions and then qualify the interview. And in the second round, it was behavioral and plus this library management system type of questions. So they asked that how should I define what should be the login and log out, how would I manage the concurrent user if one book is left, so how would you allocate that book to that particular person. In that question it was very they were asking the rapid fire kind of questions to me, that which database would you choose and these type of stuffs, and also some behavioral questions that why do you want to join MX, what do you know about MX. So yeah, that's all about it.
And for Flipkart, which has a reputation for tough technical interviews, so can you give us a sense of problems they asked? Were they more about solving complex algos on the spot, or just deeper core CS fundamentals during the interview?
Okay, so Flipkart interviews are basically defined into 3 rounds. So they consider first 2 rounds as the technical rounds itself, but the third round they say it as an HM round, like hiring manager round. But it is not, you can expect that it is totally behavioral, that they will ask why you wanna join Flipkart and these type of stuff. They divide their interview process in two aspects, that in the first two technical rounds, they will be asking you problem solving, pure DSA questions. Like in the first round, you can expect easy, medium, problem, and in the second round you can expect medium plus hard questions from lead code kind of thing. So basically they don't have any competitive programming type of questions, but they are more of lead code type of questions. And sometimes we can also see that they are some repetitive kind of questions, what pattern has been observed till yet and what patterns I have observed before giving that interview. So some questions are also repetitive from lead code, and some people ask some variations of lead code, what are the questions over there. And in the third round itself, it was said that it was a hiring manager round, but it was a CS fundamental plus a hiring manager round, in which they will ask you and see that you are Flipkart and culture fit or not. So in the CS fundamentals, they can ask you anything, like anything. It's not always about they will ask you from any like specific subject or something. They can ask you questions like, if they start with the operating system, so if they will ask deadlocks, so what are the deadlocks in operating system and database? So those both are the different concept. How would you like eliminate this problem, or give a real world example? And also some theorems like cap theorem, they have asked me that how would you ensure these type of stuff. So at that time I wasn't aware of cap theorem at all, so totally accepting it right now. So I just said ki I don't know. So that's fine, that if you don't know, just not exaggerate that you know everything, but whatever you know, you should be very perfect in your answers. So if it's totally fine that if you don't know a particular answer or something, it doesn't like specify that you will be qualifying that interview or not. You have to be very practical, very patient, and very clear in giving the answers, and have to be very good in communication, I can say, at that time, because it mattered a lot. Like the interviewer tried to test my patience at that time, I totally remember, and I was about to cry. Please don't ask these type of things to me at that time. And yeah, but at that time I felt like that I'm doing something wrong, but I was very patient in giving the answers and also very confident. But yeah, it's fine. I thought I wouldn't qualify the interview because I haven't answered some of the questions. They'll ask you something around your internships and also ask you about your projects, that why have you made these projects. And they also cross-questioned me a lot about my project, because they were like, I think that it is copied from somewhere. People usually do this. Have you done this? I just said no. So then it's very common that what project have you made? Why haven't you made any unique projects? So these were the questions. Like I couldn't, like I have to be very patient in replying that no, I haven't done this. You can check this, that tech stack is different and everything. I have to explain and be very vocal around all these stuffs. And after that, there are 5 Flipkart values which are very focused on, like as an employer also they look on these things in the reviews and everything. So these values a person should know before going in any Flipkart interview. They ask about these things and you have to show all these values in yourself in your answers, so that they would expect that this person would survive over here and everything would be good.
Great. Thank you for sharing your internship and whole interview experience. Now let's build a playbook for the students. Starting with resources. What were your go-to materials or platforms for preparing for the interviews or the coding rounds?
Okay, so basically, starting with the DSA resources, just the most famous thing, the A to Z sheet by Strivo. So it is my go-to because I started with very basic from there in my second year of college, and after that I completed that whole sheet. And before every interview, I used to go through that sheet, and now I remember each and every question from that. And after that, it's just not about only the sheet, but it gives me a very good path to exactly go from where do I want. So just don't start with that sheet. It is a trick that how should you start from that sheet. It's not about you can go to this and solve all the questions about that. It's about like if you are going through that particular sheet, first solve the easy medium question, and then easy medium question of all the whatever topics are there, arrays, trees and everything. After that, if you build the confidence that now you can solve all these questions, then go to the hard. And also, just don't stick to all those problems which are there. After that, on going on lead code, you can find some similar problems related to that question. So you have to solve for those similar problems also, so that it will build you a confidence, will give you a pattern of identifying what the questions are, and then you will be very good to go to solve the hard problems. And also, I also referred to one of the sheet love, but basically they both have the same type of questions itself only. And like one sheet is there, Muhammad Faraz, so it has some bit higher level of questions, but they were different questions also from other sheets. So it helped me a lot in preparing my DSA journey and also solving the contest regularly, because I was not able to solve at that particular time when the contest starts. So I used to solve it on the virtual contest itself. So giving contest and like building confidence will help you prepare for the problem solving. And for CS fundamentals, I have referred to some of the online sites like Java T Point and Tutorials Point, and also referred to the like college. Also, I used to go classes daily, so I used to study at that time also. So it helps a lot. But in college, what happens is like professors teach just to complete their course at that time. So go through that concept thoroughly with real world examples through the online sites. And I just don't study CS fundamentals from YouTube, because I feel that it becomes too boring, and sometimes people do sleep after playing the video. So I feel that going through the blogs and the documentations is the best way to go through the CS fundamentals. I found Java T Point is very bit interactive and have a good images, and that would make you engage in their content and itself. So I would refer that. And there's other like whatever their persons or candidates preferences are, he or she can prefer that. So for these both things I have done that. And also before the interview, I have gone through all the interview questions by like any of the site, Geeks for Geeks and everything, whatever are uploaded. So all 50-60 questions would be enough to revise all those concepts.
Thank you for sharing the resources. Getting a full-time return offer from an internship is the ultimate goal, and everyone wants that. So, okay.
Yeah.
So beyond just doing good technical work, what's one or two specific intentional things you did as an intern that you believe made you truly stand out and secured that full-time role?
So some of the tips and tricks I would share to interns is that document your journey. Whatever you are doing, like in your week 1, week 2 and everything, whatever you are doing, document your journey and showcase it. It's not like if you are doing the work, so your manager will know it, that how much you are striving for it. It's always not about the outcome, it's about the journey, because they are also considering you as an intern only, and they want you to learn from your mistakes. And it's not like I haven't done any mistakes in my internship. I used to do a lot of wrong deployments or something like that. Sometimes after every review, after every PR review, I got to learn that it's not just about coding. It's not just about that this code is working. It's about the design patterns we have to follow while making any project or a big, so we have to make the code least redundant. So these are the key pointers that you would look, that the code quality also matters, but it's like something around technical discussions. But whatever behavioral discussions, if I say that document your journey, be very vocal, discuss everything in stand-ups. If you have any doubts, don't hesitate to ask to anyone. Go and ask anyone in the team that what's this, I am not getting it, and please explain me this, I just don't know. And like, don't be shy in telling that you don't know, because they are not even expecting you to know everything. And people what usually do is that they are like, if I say that I don't know, how they will judge me or something. No, they will help you out. So it's something like that. And also after documentation, whatever task you are doing, document it very properly, that what steps you have taken, what challenges you have faced. So these everything. And also try to schedule, like if you are 6-month intern, so it will be a very long time for you. So try to schedule like one-on-one with your manager. Ask your manager that when can we connect and when can we do. So discuss your problems and your progress in that. So that would be very helpful for knowing that how much you have progressed in these months and what is the final outcome.
Great. And in interviews, beyond just writing the correct code, what are non-technical skill or an aspect of the interview process that you think candidates often forget to prepare for, but it makes the difference in the final decision?
Okay, so just starting with the same, that be very vocal in the interviews. It's not just about writing the correct code. So when you will start, with an interview. For example, if you ask me some question, just go through that question thoroughly and explain. Like if the interviewer have explained you, that's well. Sometimes interviewer doesn't explain you the question. Whatever you understood, ask the interviewer that you have understood this way. Is it the same thing that you are trying to tell me? Or is it the same thing that questions tell me? I understood it this way. Ask that is there any constraints about it? What are the edge cases you are thinking of? And what should be the return values in the case of the edge cases? So first clarify the question, ask all the requirements, and then proceed for the next interview or writing up the code. Start with the first brute force approach, because jumping to the optimized approach will let the interviewer know that you know this question first, or are you like taking any help or cheating or something like that. Because mostly I've seen that interviewers do ask that, are you seeing from somewhere? How would you just jump to the optimized approach? So start with the brute force approach itself, and then after that you can move ahead with the optimized approach. Always and always explain time complexities and space complexities of your approaches, that if I'm thinking in this direction, this would be the time complexity, but we can do it in a more optimized way in this manner. So start with the brute force. If it satisfied the interviewer, he would ask you that you can code up with the brute force and then move towards the optimized approach. But mostly what happens is that interviewers ask for the brute force approach and ask you to write the code for the optimized one only. So this is the way you should move ahead in your technical interviews. And for the CS fundamentals, I can say whatever you know, tell them very confidently. And if you don't know, just don't say that yeah, I don't know, this is not the thing, but you can say that I haven't gone through this concept earlier, but we'll surely go through it after the interview is done. This is something that I had encountered for the very first time. So yeah, and thanks for this question. This can be done.
Okay, great. And for the students listening who are just starting out and want to land internship like yours, can you share some of the resume tips so that their resume can be shortlisted for the next rounds?
Okay, sure. So for candidates who are firstly going into the industry and like looking for the internships, they don't have anything just too very big to write in your resume. So what makes them shortlisted is being different in the terms of the project, because college can be same and CGPA criteria is just for the qualification. People don't hire on the basis of the CGPAs at least in the big techs, so they don't look at it. So what you can make a difference is making good projects. So good projects would help you to like know that this person knows the work, and we have to test that it has the problem solving capabilities or not. So if your projects are unique and not just copy pasted from anyone's repo in the GitHub, because I have heard a lot that people copy, and like in my college also people used to do the same stuff, and they were like, no, I'm not getting shortlisted, what happened and everything, because these things in the world of AI are easily trackable that you haven't done this thing. And so make unique projects, make impactful projects. And for making these type of projects, if you ask me that how we can do it, go through the hackathon, participate to any hackathon, pick any problem statement and build your own project. If you participate in an hackathon, you will feel that particular competitive environment around you. If you don't win at that time, it's completely fine. A project will be ready with you with an unique idea and a solution. So that's something like real life problems, you are building that solution and you are getting some unique projects out of it. So yeah, that's the approach you can follow. And also like make your resume very simple. Some people includes a lot of things, and also try to avoid write the club experiences, the people participating in clubs in the experience section. This is something co-curricular you should include. So this is not like you shouldn't include any experience until it's a proper internship. Also do not try to include all those internships which you have just filled the form on the LinkedIn and getting the certificates out of it and haven't done anything in the real world experience. So don't try to include it. It gives a very bad impact. You can add into the certifications or something kind of stuff. You can add that project in which like the form you have filled and you have made any simple project, whatever they are giving, you can write it in the project section, in the mini project section, but don't include it as an experience because you are applying for the internships other than if you have any done in the company itself. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you for sharing the tips. One last question to wrap up. If you go back in that time and give your first year self one piece of career advice, Knowing everything you know right now, what would it be?
Okay, so it could be that you could have started it a bit earlier, because I have started in the second year of my college. Like when it started, I was totally relying on my college for it. And when some of my friends told that it's not like this, that college will teach you everything. So if I must have started from the first year of my college, so it would be something better for me, because I started a bit late. And also what I felt that I lacked, and I am like right now telling everyone, is that the project and the development. So I have done some projects, but it lagged somewhere around, like in the making it into the complex way, because I was so like, if I started late, so I was more focused on the problem solving and the DSA skills rather than this development. I made the projects, I tried to make it unique, but they were like in the HTML, CSS, or concepts were unique, but they were not too much complex in terms of the complexity. Like I have included each and every API call, database calls, and these were not like that at that time. But when I started with my internship, it felt, the code felt quite complex, the logics felt quite complex at that time. So keeping a balance of DSA and development would be the best, in terms of like if you get the internship and if you are doing internship, so you would not be very burdened after that. And also the thing which I have faced in my life is starting early is way much better than struggling for a lot of time afterwards. So I would suggest myself that yeah, this is the best thing you can have.
Okay, thank you, Parul, for sharing some of the tips and advices and your journey. And thank you for your time.
Yeah, okay, thanks Vedant, it's nice to connect with you. Have a great time.